Today I'm going to be talking about something that I love talking about. I'm going to be talking about my different journals. As a writer, I have a problem. I mean, I have many problems. I'm a writer. But one of my biggest problems, besides hoarding books, is hoarding journals. I have so many journals and they're all so pretty and I can't bear to part with any of them. Over the years, I have come up with a variety of uses for my journals, so I will be going through some of them today and giving you some ideas for what you can do with your journals. Journal number one, you've heard me talk about a couple of times. I think I mentioned it in a video 2 or 3 weeks ago. I call it my gem journal. So what I do with this notebook is that I bring it around wherever I'm reading. I always have it nearby when I'm reading a book, and whenever I come across a really beautiful sentence or a really beautiful phrase, I put it in the book. It's just a really great way to keep a collection of phrases and just really great language nearby. So if I ever need some inspiration, I can just flip it open and see what we got there. So I have some humorous ones, I have some more deep quotes. I actually have one I just added recently from it was a poem called Why All Poems Are Political. And I'll just read that one real quick just so you can get an idea of the kind of stuff I keep in here. It's by Kathleen Osip. Is it possible that everything that can be done is being done to numb you to the essential and infinitely subtle suffering and joy of being alive? I think that's so interesting, and I had to read that several times to kind of fully understand what she was talking about and like what she was saying and how she was saying it, and I just thought it was really beautiful, so going in the gemstone book. Now, these I have a collection of. I have so many of these. These are little notebooks that I have for each of my books that I write. So any book that I write gets its own individual journal. In there, I write character development, I write scene ideas that I get, the overall plot of the book. I also keep, when I meet one-on-one with betas, I keep their notes and everything in these as well, and it's just nice to have everything all put together in one place. Now the cool thing about this notebook is actually I had a friend who does really cool calligraphy, and she put JLW on there, so there you go, I think you can see it there. It's super cool, super golden and sparkly and pretty, and it makes me very happy. Yeah, no, so there's all sorts of stuff in here. This is actually for a book that is coming in the future, so I cannot show you what is inside, but I have one for the Scavenger and I have one for Missing Her as well. All right, number 3, which doesn't really apply to everyone, but I think as writers, I'd assume that a lot or most of us do this, a to-do notebook, because a lot of times I get so overwhelmed with the amount of stuff that I have to do. I just have to get it all out there, write it down, and see what I have to do. And this really helps with that. A lot of times, like, I'll write lists and then scribble out the stuff as I go along. Journal number 4 is a writing prompt journal. Now this, I actually have this is just brand new actually. My friend gave it to me as a end of the school year gift. But it's empty right now. I haven't done any of them. But I also like keeping this nearby when I'm writing. I don't always fill them out, but a lot of times like I'll just flip through and it will kind of jog an idea of a scene, or it'll jog an idea if I'm stuck in a sequence and I'm not really sure where to go. It'll kind of give me the push I need to kind of move forward. You don't need an actual writing prompt notebook. You can just get a notebook and you can paste or write in a bunch of writing prompts from online, or you can just keep the laptop with the writing prompts and then just write the answer to the prompt in the journal. I mean, there's a lot of ways to do it, but they do sell a lot of these. I know Barnes & Noble has a ton of these, not as big as this one. Some of them are smaller. You can get them more compact, so you can just like throw it in a purse or a backpack or something. So they really have whatever you need. So be on the lookout for these as well. And last but not least, I've started using a sketchbook, which this is a legit sketchbook, but you can also use a notebook for this as well. And this is for scenes or for characters that you may have trouble putting into words, I guess. For me, a lot of the more complex characters, which all of my characters so far have been human. There have been no extraterrestrial or supernatural characters yet. And I guess this is giving a little idea of where I'm headed next, but I do have a couple of characters in the book that I'm currently working with that are not human. So I've been sketching in my book, in my sketchbook, and I've been coming up with some ideas of how I kind of want to put these characters that I have in my mind into words. So if you're working in fantasy, if you're working in paranormal or anything like that, that has something that you might have trouble picturing or you're creating yourself, you might want to use either a journal or get an actual sketchbook and sketch your ideas. So I hope you guys enjoyed learning about all of my different journals for today. Do you use journals for anything, and do you have any journal tips, I guess? Leave them in the comments below. I'd love to hear about them. Thank you for stopping by. Bye!